Namaste. Good morning, Beck. So here we are again. I think we're in 2 months now. Yeah, we probably are 2 months in. Crazy. Good morning, William. And it looks like we're going to be doing this a little longer, right? More time together, more time to sit. And, of course, there are blessings within that, right? That maybe once everything is released and at that point when we can perhaps roam about again, we might lose these moments of coming to sit or contemplation, right? So there is a blessing in this grave time. We'll give it a couple minutes for everyone to join in. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. Thank you for coming to sit, not only for yourself, as it can really benefit your state of well-being, but for us, there's such power in sensing, feeling the community, especially through technology. It's kind of neat. I mean, I get to connect with so many other people that I normally wouldn't be able to connect with, right? So many people, so many students and friends on the West Coast, people out in Europe, right? I mean, it's really giving us a chance to come together in a new and a different way, to be able to see each other this way, right? So we'll get started in another minute or so. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Sabina. Nice to see you. Love to all of your beautiful girls. I've really enjoyed having them here at the studio. So give yourself some time. Good morning, Liz. To find a comfortable seat that will suit you today. It's an interesting way to look at it, right? Because you're different today than you were yesterday. So finding a position, a seat that suits your temperament. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, Patrick. That suits, who you are today. Loving those hearts, guys. Thank you. All right. Let us tune in. Breathe in. Oh. Take a moment to honor all those in need, right? That might certainly include the self and anyone here tuning in, but let us not forget those that are not tuning in, that are in some real need of support right now, in real need of some deep love right now. Namaste. So as always, I try my best not to have a plan as to what I'll be speaking to you about in these little sit sessions together. And try to keep it as free, as spontaneous as possible so that it is truly in and of the moment. That's far more important to me than me figuring out something that's going to help you, right? The perfect thing to say. This morning, as I always do before we do these sessions, I have my own practice, my own sadhana, where I do the physical practice, I do meditation, I do chanting, etc., meditation, etc. And I always light some candles at the altar where I happen to have some special folk from my life, some photos of those that are no longer with me, and some deities as well. So I light these candles in honor of them, right, to keep their spirit alive and to feel connected to them, to feel like they might be giving me some support and some assistance. And I light the candles for us, right, for us as humans right now, for the planet in crisis. And it's part of my ritual. I do it every single day. And it seems to help me kind of commence the journey of becoming present, the journey of offering. So today as I went to light the candle, this one candle just would not light. Like I kept kind of lighting, and then it would just kind of fizzle out. I was like, what is up with this? And I kept trying, moved the wick and adjusted the wax and blah, 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 and adjusted the angle, and was doing all these things, and it kept going out. I was like, God, what is up with that? Like, it's never really happened before. And I was like, okay, well, what's the message here? Like, I got a little freaked out for a moment. I was like, what's trying to be to communicate it to me right now? And you know, I just let it go. I just kind of forgot about it for a while, and I went on to my chanting. And as I was chanting it, it dawned on me, like, all candles go out. You knew that when you lit it. You're not lighting it for that reason. You knew it was going to go out. You're lighting it to ignite it. And even if it just flickered for a fraction of a second, it was lit. And that's what matters. You know, many of us go to church and light candles. Not everybody, but I'm sure some are accustomed to doing that. And you're lighting the candle for the loved one so that their spirit might live on, or as a sign of hope, right? To ignite the hope within. And once again, like, you know, at some point that candle's going to go out. But we go anyway, and we light anyway. And we don't do it with that in mind. We have that awareness already that it's going to go out. And it's how we approach the lighting, right? The igniting, that is really what matters. That the flame is a symbol of igniting our own inner awareness, our own faith, our own hope from within. And as we have this kind of healthy relationship with reality, like, duh, the candle's going to go out at some point, sooner or later, right? Rather than focusing on that, we focus on that moment where we light the match and it ignites the wick. That connection. You know, at church it might be those bamboo sticks, right, where you touch another candle that is already lit and you move it to yours and it lights up. In any case, right, that action that you undertake to light the candle itself is what really matters. Because it's going to go out. Right? So if we apply this to ourselves, like, what are we doing for ourselves to ignite and light from within? Right? And then this understanding, the state of compassion, like that light's going to go out, it's going to get a little dull at times, something's going to happen. Right? Something's going to happen that kind of dulls that inner light. It's inevitable, right? And then you just reignite. You just reignite. And it's like so simple and so base that sometimes we forget, you know, that A, we have the power, we have the ability to light our own internal awareness, right? Nobody's going to do it for us, right? I don't assume, I don't take on the role that what I'm saying is doing the work for you. I'm just holding space, right? I can't do the lighting for you. You have to do that, right? But we all have that ability to light from within, right? So some questions for the day might be, you know, how, right? What do you do? Not that it's a test and you need to share your answers with anybody. If you care to just ask yourself now or later, like, what are you doing to create that ignite? And then can we be aware when the very, very obvious, very, very natural experience of the dulling of the light occurs? Because it will. It's only natural, right? And the more we start paying attention to ourselves and the more we start to exercise our own abilities toward our own state of wellness and wholeness, inner light, if you will, right? The more we take care, the more vigilance to and for the self, right? The less time we're living in the dull light. We just have to keep striking, right? We just have to keep striking. And it's going to be different for each and every one of us, the kind of metaphoric action of what's doing the igniting for you today. And it's going to change all the time, right? So many people fall off the wagon, if you will, of well-being, of healing, and maybe even of a spiritual practice if they have one, because it takes a lot of, you know, paying attention. But nobody's going to do it for us, right? Right? Is your light dull or bright inside right now? And can you relight it if it is dull, right? Because it's going to get dull. And that's all right. The important thing is that we carry the faith, right? That we carry the attentiveness to the light, that we can relight it, ignite it again and again and again and again, right? It's a ritual, it's a custom, right? Whether you fit it into your day very literally or metaphorically, right? Okay. Let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Again. One more. Maybe close your eyes if that feels like a suitable thing to do today. And remind yourself, if you're choosing to do so, that as you close your eyes, it's not to shut the world out, not to put blinders on, but to just bring the awareness inward so that we might see oneself with more clarity, with more ease. And if this feels uncomfortable, really honor it, right? In some ways, why wouldn't it feel uncomfortable? And see if you can soften into any states of discomfort. you're able to soften into any states of discomfort, notice that as we soften, maybe judgment subsides. Maybe it just slides off to the side. And even that act of being able to sit in something that is uncomfortable is your willingness. That's the work, right? That's the action, the kriya, right? The action of lighting within. Just simply your willingness to sit and close your eyes. Lighting up your awareness inside, right? Only you know it. Others might see your light, right? But only you know it, and you're the one that lights it. And see if you might soften at the belly. And see if you might soften at the ribs. See if you might soften at the chest. Descend the hips down, releasing through the thighs. Sensing the base of the self, settling, sinking. Open up the midsection of the body. Create a little space between each of the vertebrae and the spine. And broaden sweetly across the chest and through the collar. Let all of this be very, very subtle, be very gentle, so that you can sustain it, right? You don't want to put yourself into a box of structure that you cannot sustain, right? So be human in your seat, be real. And maybe those shoulders can release a little bit away from the ears, maybe the arms can get heavy, maybe the hands can get soft. Maybe you can release through your cheekbones and your jaw. Maybe you can soften through your throat center. And then we get into it, right? We get into the breath. And the breath is the ignite, right? It lights the flame within. And sometimes it's going to get real dull. It's going to get hidden. It's going to get packed down. And it might even feel like it goes out, right? But it's really just the awareness that is going out, the awareness that is getting dull. Right? So we exercise the skill of relighting. And become aware of that breath as it oxygenates the inner body. And sense the breath filling the chest. And then as you empty, let that breath draw the belly in the tiniest bit, stoking that fire, that flame within. Inhale, sense air coming into the lungs like fanning a fire. And as you exhale, lightly draw the belly in, stoking your inner furnace, if you will, like the embers of the fire. And just continue in observance of this breath. See if you might soften a little bit more. And get lit up a little bit more. And it really is about the igniting, the action, the attempt to strike, say, the match, right? The action of taking the match to the wick that matters. We light candles all the time, whether it's to find a state of calm or atmosphere in the room or to honor someone. And we know they're going to go out. but we don't focus on the fact that eventually it's going to go out. We focus on the fact that we're lighting it. That's the important action. Light it from within through this breath. And then building in our daily lung strengthening exercise. Empty the breath from the underbelly. And breathe in. Retain. Breathe out. Retain. 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 Release the lock of the underbelly, letting your breath go, letting your breath flow. Just sit in observance for a few moments of quiet, watching the inhale rising to the chest and the exhale descending to the underbelly. And this very metaphorical flame that is being lit from within. Slowly open the eyes and take the palms up as we inhale. And just let them come down nice and slow as we exhale. Inhaling out. And exhaling down. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And take the hands up, inhale. And find them into the center of the heart as we exhale. As those hands come into the heart, let's honor the attempt, let's honor the action. Let's be less fixated on the results, the outcome, the length, etc. of the experience, and more just focused on the actual attempt, the strike to ignite. That action that only we can do for ourselves. Nobody else can do it for us. Allowing that flame to be a representation, an expression of faith or hope or, whatever it is. Something's keeping you going. You're still here. You're getting through, right? So using that kind of metaphoric light to honor whatever it is that's, assisting you through this process during this crisis. And as we honor who or whatever that might be in assistance, let's remind ourselves that we take action for our well-being. And it is in the attempt that we become well, right? It's in the attempt, the action itself, that makes us lit from within. And breathe in. May we ignite our flame again and again and again and again. Namaste. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being part. Have the best day that you can have today, right? And know that as you come to this this seat, that you are very much not alone. And as we are now in about 2 months to this experience, we continue to support each other, this community that keeps growing. Like, you're not alone. You are not alone. Heading over to Zoom if you want to do the physical practice with us. It'll be fairly gentle today. Any newcomers are very much welcome. Christine is placing all the information for that. Tomorrow's my day of rest. I hope to see you back here Monday. Please consider sharing these if they're assisting you in any way, shape, or form with perhaps a friend that might need it, right? Let's seal the deal. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with an easy heart. Namaste.